Hello again guys, it's Yago here back with another what if video. This is what if Naruto created the Akatsuki part 3. This is a very interesting what if guys. Please like and subscribe to the channel. We're almost reaching 500 subscribers. Maybe 1k by the end of the year. Thank you for the support guys. So let's get straight into the video. So guys, we left first we left off, when Naruto had married Conan and Kyuko, I think. So Naruto and Kyuko, had gotten married, so Naruto and Kyuko were about to have their first, Kyuko's first time. So, into the what if we go. So, the marriage proceedings went according to plan. Kyuko's name is now Kyuko Uzumaki Namikaze. That's now her full name. So, she and Naruto, are going like to the guest private suite. I'm not gonna like mention what they do in this part, but maybe later on. So, back to the Eden Rain village. In the Eden Rain village, the Eden Rain situation has been improving. Shinobi from various villages have been coming up to the village. The Rain village, like its Shinobi force is pretty powerful. They have around 80,000 Shinobi, excluding some excluding the Akatsuki, because the Akatsuki is a special force which Naruto uses personally. So with the Akatsuki members, are running around the elemental nations, gathering information on all Jinchurikis. So they've acquired information from the 8 tails to 9 tails Jinchurikis. Sorry for the pause, guys. So they've acquired like information of all Jinchurikis from the 8 to 1 tails, because not just the 9 tails, So back to Naruto. Naruto and Kyoku have had, the first time. Naruto didn't want Kyoku to be pregnant yet, so because he still has a plan to follow through. So back to the alliance proceedings. Kyoku is gonna like give Naruto all the information, all the upcoming weapons the Snow Country has been developing, the chakra armor, like that. So Naruto is gonna like use that for his Shinobi force. So if Snow Country is in trouble, Naruto's Shinobi force will be ready, to go and combat the enemy. And if Naruto is also in trouble, Snow Country also, be there for Naruto, since they are married under a marriage certificate, thing. So Naruto and Conan head back, to the Rain village. As Naruto goes into the council, straight to the council room. He then explains, how he's now married, to Conan and Kyoki, the princess of Snow Country. So the council members are pretty happy for Naruto. It's not going to so now we have an alliance. So it's now a three-way alliance between the Rain village, Snow Country, and Wave. There's a secure trading route. So the council members, agree to this. Is then like ask now, so what's gonna happen next? Are we ready like to open up the borders for others maybe to come in? Not to them, Martin says it's very well. Open up the borders so other shinobis can now enter our village. Since I might be invited to the Kage meeting very soon, because all other Kages are now getting suspicious of the activities of the Rain village. So all the council members then agree to this and say it's okay. So now to then heads over to another room where like there's this where there's a certain statue. We all know the statue. This is the 10 tails husk, or we call it the ghetto mazu. So in this what if Kurama is like a sort of will of Kaguya. She's like a will, like Kaguya is last thing, because she's like the closest to the 10 tails. She's also the closest to Kaguya. So something like that. So Naruto then goes onto the finger of a statue as he runs through hand signs. Appearance jutsu, he says, as all Akatsuki members then pop up onto the fingers, except for the parts of pain, because the parts can see through what Naruto sees if he allows them. So all the members nothing says report, just the Akatsuki members then say, oh Lord Pain, we have found details on all child beasts. we're only waiting for your order to start capturing them, which Naruto then nods. Naruto then tells, Deidara and Sasori to go and capture the one-tailed Jinchuriki and take him to the secret base, which is like outside, the sand village. Which Deidara and Sasori comply. Naruto then tells, Kakashi and Hidan to go for the two tails Jinchuriki, which they both comply. He then tells, Itachi and Kisame for the three tails. And then, and so on and so on. He's gonna go and capture, the four tail Jinchuriki, which is like Yagura. He's gonna capture, the four tails. And he's also gonna send the other parts of Pain, which is called Minato and Kushina, for the five tails. The six tails is gonna be captured by Sabuza and Haku. Naruto still has two paths left, He and Conan are going for the four tails, so yeah. So, all Akatsuki members, when they receive their orders, they all then nod, as they then head off on their various missions. So, Naruto's paths of pain, which are, Kushina and Minato and, what is his name? Sabuza and Haku, have mastered all their abilities, and, they can do them without fail. So, these guys are not gonna use any lethal force, and the extraction process is gonna be like much shorter. It's gonna be a quick extraction process. So when they extract the Biju from the Jinchuriki is still gonna be alive in this world. If I don't want them dead, I want them alive. Because some of them are also gonna join Naruto, So yeah. So Naruto, then summons, the Ghetto statue into like the sand Akatsuki base. So with Deidara and Sasori. Deidara and Sasori like received their orders from Naruto. Is they're like heading over to the sand village. They arrive at the sand village, Deidara, starts throwing some clay birds, destroying, things. The Gara, jumps out of the village, Temari is at the Eden Leaf village, doing a thing with Shikamaru. So Gara jumps out, he like wants to protect his own village. So Gara then says, it's the story of the red sand, so you're finally showing your face. What are you doing here? It's a story that keeps quiet, he's Gara starts to fight with Deidara. So Gara fights with Deidara for a few minutes, but that Gara has no control over Shikaku. So Gara then gets knocked out by a poison, which like knocks him out. It doesn't harm him, but it knocks him out. So Deidara then makes a clay bed, as they like capture Gara and head over to the base. A few hours later, they arrive at the base. They put Gara's body on a ceiling form that is on the ground. As Deidara and Sasori run through hand signs. Demon sealing and seal, they say. As the Ghetto statue opens its mouth. As chains race out of the Ghetto statue as they go into Gara, like on his back where the seal is. So they then start pulling on Shikaku. Yes, Shikaku, is screaming, leave me alone. No, I'm not going back into that horrid statue. Shikaku is screaming, But all fails as Shikaku then gets, sucked into the statue. So, Shikaku gets sucked into the statue as the Ghetto statue then closes its mouth, showing that the extraction process is complete. Garo's body then drops to the floor, as Deidara and Sasori hop onto a bed, as they eventually like head out of the base. They're not gonna die, they then just dip. So, time skip. The R&D villagers received a message, that Garo has been kidnapped by people with red cloaks with red clouds on them. Jiraiya isn't suspecting these people, like wanting to hunt down the Bijus. So what thing Jiraiya does not know. But then says, they're affiliated with the Rain Village, which Jiraiya tells Tsunade. So Tsunade then sends, Kakashi and Kai and, those people for the mission. Sakura is also there, just in case she can heal anyone who is injured. So, a day later, the team of Kono arrives, at the sand village. Kakashi summons Pakun and asks him, to find Gara. Pakun finds a trail of Gara and he leads them to the base. When they arrive at the base, Sakura uses a chakra enhanced fist as she breaks the door of the hideout. She goes in and she sees like Gara's body on the floor. She rushes to him to see if he's still alive, and she finds that he's still alive. So she then starts to heal Gara. Like the extraction process pain was pretty painful. So Kakashi then like takes Gara and puts him on his back. As they head over to the sand village. At the sand, Gara wakes up. Like a few hours later and thanks them. For saving him. He then tries to like listen in for Shukaku, but he finds Shukaku is gone and says, "Huh." So they've taken Shikaku, Gara says. He smiles. He's pretty happy about losing the demon. It was, taking him to the verge of insanity. So Gara is pretty happy. So, Gara then like cements, an alliance with the Hidden Leaf Village. So the Hidden Leaf Village and the Sand are now pretty strong allies. The Hidden Leaf proposes a marriage between Temari and, Shikamaru. But Temari says no, she doesn't love Shikamaru. Which Shikamaru is shocked by this, because Temari the secret crush on Naruto. Because Naruto fascinated Temari like to high extents. She liked him, and she still wants to find him, so she doesn't love Shikamaru. So Shikamaru is pretty depressed by this. He secretly liked Temari, but there's nothing he can do about that. So Naruto, senses that like Kawantas has been captured. There's Gabriel has already returned to the rain village. So, Gabriel has already like returned to the rain village. They report and the mission that the mission was a success. They've managed to capture the one child in Juju. Other than says you can go to your room and take a break. We'll continue training later on. These children are hearing Naruto then runs through Ensa and says, summoning jutsu, he says, as he then summons, Kurami out of the seal. Because Naruto opens the seal. So Kurami then pops out, says, oh, Naruto-kun, how can I help? Naruto then tells Kurami, that the one child has been captured, which Kurami smiles and says, huh, very well. Since you have captured the one child, we're only a few steps closer to getting back my power, Kurami says. So, Naruto then says, Kurami, we need to talk about this plan. After we finish capturing this beach, what exactly is going to happen? Kurami knew this question would come sooner or later. She then nods. She then tells Naruto, about the history of, Kaguya Otsutsuki, the goddess of chakra. Because, she then says, like, to be honest, Naruto, Kurami is not entirely my real name. Kurami is the name which I was given by the sage of the six paths, because he, like, thought that he wiped my memory. So I could not remember, like, everything that happened to me. I was once part of Kaguya Otsutsuki. She was like the goddess of chakra, like the person who started with chakra. The sage of six paths was jealous of, Kaguya. He decided, to take the power and give it away to human beings. Which human beings now use it for wars and everything. So, I was really angry, at the sage taking my power and using it for giving other people. I granted him this power, to stop the wars, but he then in turn gave it to other people. Because I knew that the power would bring wars. Because, rendered like Nurse's eyes at the sage, as thinking about the sage of six paths. So, Kyoko then explains, that like once she gets her power back, she'll turn into a goddess form, which is Kaguya Otsutsuki. She will still remember Naruto and everything they're doing. She will still remember Naruto, so nothing's gonna happen to him. Naruto then says, so once you get back your power, are you gonna take back the power from humans, including me? As Kyoko then shakes her head and says, no. Naruto, I'm perfectly fine with you keeping the power, even like the rest of the Akatsuki and your army and everything. Or you like your close people are gonna like remain with chakra. I really like that. I might even turn them into Otsutsukis as well, which not even knows. And says, okay, I'll take your word for it, Kyoko. Kurami says, oh sorry about that. I must like misplace the names. So the other villages, have decided to invite, the leader of the Rain Village, Trekage Summit, because they're pretty getting suspicious of what the Rain Village is planning, so they wanna know. So a messenger hawk is sent, to the Rain Village, as like one of the guards sees it and takes the letter and sends the hawk off. The guard then says, Lord Naruto, I have received a letter from other villages, he says. Naruto then opens it and says, huh. So they finally invited me to a Kage meeting. He then calls his council, as the council comes up and says, Very well, cancel. I'm going to a Kage meeting very soon. It's gonna be held in 2 weeks' time. While I'm gone, Nagato, you're gonna be in charge of running the village. I'm gonna be taking Conan and um who is it? Minato and Kushina. My parents as well. I'm gonna be taking the three of them to the Kage summit. Just in case the Kages try something, which all the council members nod. So in the duration of the next day, Hidan and Kakas were heading over to Kumo to capture the two tails. So they've been hearing rumors of Yujito being in the district near like a bar or something. So they take advantage of this as they sneak up on Yujito. Yujito is not paying attention. She's like thinking of her treatment in the Cloud Village. People favor Killer B over her, so like she really doesn't like it. Her only friend is the Nibi, which also the Nibi likes Yujito. So Hidan rushes at Yujito as he like does a neck chop on her and places a chakra resist like a chakra blocker seal on her. He then like puts her on his back as they rush over to the Katsuki base. After like a day or so, they arrive at the Katsuki base. Yuji hasn't woken up yet. She's pretty much knocked out. She cannot contact the Nibi, so she's knocked out. So they arrive at the base, as they see like the ghetto statue is there. Naruto then appears and says, "So you have captured it." Naruto says, "They say, yes, Lord, Naruto, we've captured it." Naruto then says, "Very well. Begin the technique." They all then run through ensigns. Demon consuming seal release. They say. The ghetto statue opens its mouth and chains shoot out as they like grab onto Yujito. Yujito is like now awake at this point, as she then feels some chakra getting pulled out of her. She starts to scream a bit, feeling the pain, but after like an hour or so, the extraction process is finished. Yujito is knocked out. Started and says, "Bring her to the rain village. I wish to talk to her," which they both then nod. So they then place some restraining seals on her as they like head off to the rain village with Yujito. So with Naruto, 2 weeks a week has now passed and it's now time for the Kage meeting, which Naruto is informed Conan and his parents about that they're gonna be his bodyguards just in case the Kages try something. He then tells Kushina and Minato to wear masks and put on a genjutsu to hide their facial appearances. So they then do that. They head over to the Kage summit in Iron Country. Time skip. 3 days later in Iron Country, Naruto and his entourage have arrived. As they head over to like the place where the summit is. Naruto arrives there as he sees Tsunade with their bodyguards Jiraiya and Kakashi. He then looks to the side and sees the Raikage, with his brother Killer B and, Omui, like, the Black Lightning user. He then looks and sees, the Mizukage, with Chonjuro and I.O. And then he looks to see the Chichikage with his granddaughter, Kurotsuchi. So, Naruto then walks in as he then sits down, as, all the Kage sit down as well. Their bodyguards are behind them just in case they try something. So, like Mifune, like the leader, of Iron Countries and speaks up and says, "Oh, we've heard that you've been rebuilding the Rain Village. Is this true?" President says, "Yes, it's true. I am the one who's been rebuilding the Rain Village." Then say, "Can we see your face?" President says, "No." So he then removes like the mask on his face. So now they gasp as he sees, Naruto. Is she's shocked and says, "Naruto, what? You're the one who's been rebuilding the rain village." Naruto says, "Oh yes, I've been rebuilding. I am the one who's been rebuilding the rain village." Naruto says to them. So the Kages then begin to discuss, like what he plans on doing with the village. Is he going to start a war or something? Naruto says, "No, I'm not necessarily going to start a war as such. I'm just, trying to find a way to like bring true peace." Which Jiraiya like seems interested with this idea of like Naruto trying to bring peace. So The what is his name? Like the Tsuchikage is like interested to see like who's Naruto's bodyguards are. Naruto then like snaps his fingers and as Minato and Kushina remove their mask and drop the genjutsu. Everybody's shocked. Like everyone of the older generation to see Minato and Kushina. So Naruto is shocked as he says, Minato. Jordan says, Kushina. The Raikage is like, Nani? What? Before the Kage, how is he alive? They then look into their eyes and they see the Renegan. Is they're like also shocked by this. So Norden says, so is this all you have to discuss like what my plans are for my village? Nothing is the nod and says, oh, I really don't plan to do much. I just, plan on rebuilding my village, getting a few alliances here and there. If anyone does really have a problem with it, I can come and, do some deeds. So the Shichikage says like I've sent my spies has been leaking into your village. Your army is too big. Why do you need around 800,000 shinobi for? And he says, huh. So you're the one who's in space sending spies, nah? And your spies have been reporting back to you, I presume. As the Chicago nods, I want my spies back because the Chicago is really pissed. Because those were some of his best spies, which he sent to Unato's village to spy on him. Nathan says, oh, you want them? Nathan takes out a scroll and hands it over to, the Tsuchikage. The Tsuchikage then opens the scroll, as the dead bodies of his, spies come out. Nathan says, if you dare send your spies to my village again, I'll make sure to destroy it myself. Naruto says, you see what my father did to Yoshinobu? He can do it again, Naruto says. So Tsuchikage is really pissed at this as he like starts, grumbling to himself, oh, I'm going to destroy this boy, I'm going to destroy this boy, he says to himself. So Mifune then says, so you just plan on continuing your rebuilding your villages? Naruto then says, yes, I do plan on rebuilding my villages. If anyone is up for an alliance except for Kono, I'm okay to do an alliance with you. I really have no problem with anyone. Which, people see like Naruto start like to doubt Naruto because, they see Minato and Kuchin and he's also, the Knight of Jinchuriki. And the number of shinobi he has, is above everyone. So, they start to get sus of Naruto, like thinking he might plan something. So, Mei then like sees like, Naruto's like an honest person. She says, oh, Naruto, maybe I might come to your village next weekend, we might discuss something. She nodded and nods. So, the other villages, refuse to have an alliance with Naruto and says, very well, I really have no problem with it. Peace will always be attained one way or another, Naruto says to himself. But like Minato and Kushina and Conan heard this. So the Kage summit is officially over, Naruto then heads back to the village, his own village. So, during the time which Naruto was away, right? Itachi and Kisame managed to capture the three tails. The four tails was captured by Naruto's shadow clone, and the other parts of of pain. The other parts of Naruto, not the parts of pain. Damn it. So the Jinjurikis which have been captured are the one tails, the two tails, the three tails. The four tails is yet to be captured. The five tails has been captured by, you know, um, what's their name? Uh, Zabuz and Haku, they've captured the five tails. So the four tails, the six tails, the seven tails, the eight tails are the beaches which are left, which are yet to be captured. So Naruto heads back to the village as he arrives at the village. He then goes to the council room to discuss with the council, like what might happen next. Naruto then says, there have been some spies in the village, so I'm gonna purge the village, like getting rid of all the spies and everything. Which the council nods, they don't really like getting spied on, so they nodded Naruto's idea. So Naruto, then like calls upon his own personal Anbu, to start looking for the spies, and so when the Anbu start doing their mission later that day, the Anbu have returned and have captured about 10 spies which were in Naruto's village. Some of them are, from Iwa, some of them are from Kumo, and about 8 of them are from Konoha. So Naruto then says send them to the IT interrogation interrogation department where they go and get prepared to forward the information on them. But one of the aunt will come back and says, Lord Naruto, one of them is a seal, and it's allowing them not to talk. Then smiles and says, Pinjutsu, very well. Not then calls his mother to try and get rid of the seal on the tongue of the person. Which Kushna gladly does, with no problem. She removes the seal from the person. So now the aunt was saying, as this seal is now gone, he can blabber all the secrets. His Naruto then says, I'm not even gonna waste time. He then puts his hand on the over the man's head. He then takes away the man's soul. Which the man then drops down dead. Which Krishna is surprised at this, but not really surprised, and says, So he used one of his paths. It was not the north and says, so this is the information. It seems like Lord Dance wants to take over our village. Naruto says, maybe we should send him a message. Which Naruto then grins. Krishna as well grins, with the other Kages. The other Kages, go back to their respective villages, as the Raikage then hears that, Yujito has been kidnapped by people with the cloak and red clouds, which, the Raikage is pretty pissed about. He sends his Anbo to look for Yujito, but, they come up empty-handed. Same with the other Kages if their beach is stolen as well. So, guys, this is I'm gonna end this video. I'm gonna post it very soon when my other parts are also released. I'm also gonna be studying some other what ifs as well, so please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for the support. Peace out, guys.